you're watching from any part of the world, this is what happens in Nigeria, in Kaduna, in this my hood. You have show promoters come to this town, they bring in artists from Lagos, they pay them $1 million or $2 million. They come to KD, the artist is built to perform for like 30 minutes and the show is supposed to run for like 6 hours. Now they need fillers. They need people to fill in, to start performing from like 7 in the evening to probably 2 a.m. in the morning when the main acts won't come out. Now these artists that will perform will be asked to pay at the gate to enter. When they pay at the gate, when they get to the stage, they'll be asked to tip probably the state manager or the MC before they get on stage to perform. And what these guys tell them is that we're trying to promote you. Now that is going to stop henceforth. If you bring in any artist from Lagos or wherever, you will have us to contend with. It is good for people to bring in artists to come and entertain our people in Kaduna, but we also want to be recognized. Because some of us, a whole lot of us, this is what we do. This is what we eat from. We do nothing else rather than sing and entertain. Now, if we have people coming to our territory and not recognizing Kaduna people, and this is the major problem. You can't boast, no artist in Kaduna can boast of him buying a car worth 3, 4, 5 million naira. Just recently that we have 1 or 2 artists driving their own cars. You can't have an artist say, okay, I paid 300,000 naira, just as my other colleague who works with, my friend who works with a bank. You can't pay 120 for a house in Kaduna as an artist because you can't afford it. They have a mindset already from wherever they're coming from. They think this is Hausawa and it's Malo people, it's Gabuki. They don't know anything. They're coming to just open their eyes, you know. But hey, it's not like that, man. We're very learned people, we're very educated people, very talented people in this town.
Okay.
You know, and there's nothing you can bring from Lagos that we don't know already. We already know it. And again, I won't totally blame them. I'll also blame some of us artists who are sellouts. For instance, if today we say, okay, we don't want anybody to go and perform below 10,000 naira, and they probably call DH or call Konji Master or call Abilo or Buzu, and he says no, if you're not paying me 15 or 10,000, I'm not going. There'll be other artists in this town that will sneak and go and meet the promoter and say, Oga, I'll like perform for free. You know. Now these artists were also designing some kind of measures to also deal with them because they don't have self-esteem. And John Mason says something. Say, if you devalue your dreams, be rest assured that the world will not raise the price. That is, if today this shirt is worth 2,000 naira, and you come in and say, DH, I'd like to buy this shirt. How much do you want to sell? And I say, well, bring 500 naira. There is no way you will tell me, how about DH? Let me give you 1,000 now. It is not possible. Because when you devalue it, you won't raise the price. So I need to raise the price. You understand? And because we've not been able to place value on what we have, you know, on ourselves, that's why they come in and ride on us. But we have a structure in place in KD. We're trying to have a structure, and now we have a structure. We have a structure in place, and everybody's involved. It's a win-win situation. They come in, we show them where to use, you know, we assist them whatever they want to do, and then whatever money they have to give to the association, or if they need 5 artists, we say, okay, take 5 artists, and they pay them 100,000 naira. That's a lot in Kaduna. That solves a lot of problems. Each of these artists have families, they have problems they can solve. Now, they'll stop flashing me or flashing any other person. They'll start calling. They become better people. They are able to afford to pay for good studio sessions and do better songs. Or probably even join them in Lagos and produce good songs, and the whole Nigeria is entertained. You know, so it's a win-win situation. Well, we have some promoters in Kaduna. Most of them, what they do is place posters.
Okay.
They're promoters, but they don't put up shows. And the few shows they organize, they have selected artists, and they don't pay. Kaduna promoters don't pay. They're lazy. And they tell you that Because if you want to go into business, say if a man wants to build a house, you need to count the costs. If you want to go into promotion, you need capital. You don't just come and wake up one day and say, DH, I want to start promoting. I want to organize show, I want to play. It doesn't work that way. You need sponsorship. Now, if you use your own personal money and organize a show, the first show, you spend probably 100,000 naira, and you don't get 10,000 naira. How do you continue? So most of them, they can't afford to go and get sponsors. You know, travel to Lagos or Abuja, meet these guys to sponsor their shows and all that. They don't network. They beef themselves. The town is so small, but there's so much rancor, strife, and they're cheats. And in this industry, there's no space for cheats. People who lie. If you lie, you can't succeed in this industry. If you deceive people, you can't continue in this industry. This industry, majorly 90% of it works based on trust. Before even papers are signed, before you even sign the paper, it's because you have some kind of trust for that person that he's not going to breach the contract. You understand? So this industry strives on trust. Now, when this is lacking in an individual who has a questionable character, it won't work. And that's majorly we have the wrong people in the showbiz as promoters in this town. In this town, we don't have A&Rs, artists and rapporteurs. We don't have them. We don't have managers. Instead, the manager collects money from the artist. And what is an artist without a gig? You stay for 3 months before you play one gig, and then because that gig is, you have just one major gig, probably a Star Trek or an MTN program or something in this town. Probably after 4 months of silence, the entire Kaduna artists, about 300 to 400, want to perform there. 3 weeks ago, we had Star Trek in Kaduna, NAF Club. They came into KD, and more than 500 artists were there in Kaduna, seeking to perform.
Could a lack of venues maybe be an issue, because NAF Club seems to be the most popular
but there
venue?
are venues. You have Command Guest House, you have Gamji Park, you have Gamji Hall, which is as big as the Muson Center in Lagos.
Okay.
You know, you have the Women Multipurpose Center, you have Kenfeli, you have, I mean, plenty of beautiful venues that you can use, indoor and outdoor. So it's not even the venue that matters, because all the Night of 1,000 Laughs in this town, the Star Treks of this town, whatever, the MTN, Two-Face and Friends that they did in this town, they had venues. They didn't lack any venue. For like 10 years now, Pman has not been, it's been dormant. In fact, I became the PRO 3 weeks ago. It's been dormant, doesn't back, not talk of having the tooth. Now, it came to a point where I formed another rival association called PAC, Performing Artists of Kaduna. And we had up to 300 members. And somehow that one died down and everything. So about a month ago, they invited me to the PMAN executive meeting, and they said the governor,
What's his name?
I've forgotten his name now. He's no more there. You know, he doesn't come for like 2 years. He's not been coming. So they used the constitution and made the deputy governor, the acting governor, and that was where they adopted me as the PRO. You know, so I don't think that the Lagos problem, it's a reason why Kaduna, because even when the Lagos Pman was doing very well, Kaduna Pman was dormant. You know, and so now we're beginning to see how we can make it stronger. Pay a visit to the governor, to the state police commissioner, you know, and then have our own bylaws and use the Pman constitution to enforce some kind of have task force, you know, and then we have a lawyer that can also help other artists in this town, help sign deals, you know, show promotion and all that. Somebody called me today, a friend of mine who's an artist called me today and said somebody they use his name, a show promoter used his name to promote his show without telling him. And that's wrong. We should picket a place like that. It's very wrong. And eventually he's not going to go. He has not been contacted, and his name is on the poster. You know, and these are the things, and these are Kaduna show promoters. So they're not even helping matters. And most of them are illiterates. They know nothing about the industry.